onto your butt.
Wait a minute, Doc.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. You ain't heard nothing yet.
Hold up just a minute. This is Chase, Kyle, and Andrew bringing you another short episode on the corners of Thanksgiving. Andrew, don't you love TV shows?
I love some, but not all.
Do you love old Nickelodeon shows from the 90s that are forgotten to time?
I mean, hit or miss.
Okay.
You
Awesome.
know.
Kyle, do you love TV shows that are forgotten to time?
No.
Well, I asked
Thank you. That was great. Great response.
Well, I asked these questions because we watched Kenan and Kel's Thanksgiving episode from season 2, I believe,
It was
right?
season 2.
97,
like episode 2 or 3.
1997. So we thought we would talk about that today. A lot of Kenan and Kel lovers out there from our generation anyway. I don't know how I feel about that, but it was a show that I loved when I was a kid and growing up, watched it all the time. Andrew, were you the same?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, Good Burger is a classic. They were on all that. Yeah, I watched it. It wasn't as strong as something like, I don't know, Rugrats or like the Amanda Show, but I watched it. I dabbled.
Kyle, what about you?
All I remember is all that, because all these kids did the same fucking show, and it was SNL for children. It was where it was at.
You liked it.
I loved all that. It was because all of them together were funny. Individually, but except for Kenan. Kenan Thompson is one of the fucking greatest of all time.
Yeah. And he was the one, not very many kids came out of that time like Kenan did, because, I mean, with him being on SNL now.
Amanda Bynes.
Have you seen her recently?
Oh, dude, it's really sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah, like
heartbreaking.
straight drugs, mental illness, like it is
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I told myself we weren't going to go down this road of, like, we can go into the disaster mode of the kids.
No, we don't need to do that.
Yeah, we don't need to.
We're here to talk about Thanksgiving Day episode.
Yeah, it's
so
like-
sorry to even try to open that.
It's Thanksgiving. This episode was popular for, I guess, a quote in this episode that I remember all the kids used to say. It looks diseased. I remember that a lot.
Yeah.
And someone quoted it the other day, and I'm like, man, we need to do that episode, especially around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So we watched it. So we're going to find out if it holds up today on this mini episode. Andrew, open us up. Where does Kenan and Kel always take place?
I mean, they open up on a stage in an auditorium or theater.
It's a theater. It's a
theater.
sound stage. It's a big fucking
Yeah.
place.
Universal Studios soundstage.
Sure, they got a big red curtain and they're talking about Thanksgiving. Kel's eating a peanut butter sandwich and just speaking gibberish, like really bad gibberish.
Like he ate one bite and never swallowed in this entire opening. So all he does is just mumble and spit food everywhere. And
to
that's
be
the
fair,
joke.
Very
bread and
obnoxious.
peanut butter together, that does get a little tough
Yeah.
to chew and to swallow. But
what kind of horrific human being are you that, like, your answer to hunger is, I'm going to take white bread, like just flimsy Wonder Bread and some Jif, and just fucking spread it thick and not have any jelly in there.
yeah, I don't know.
And you're also not going to fucking toast it. I'm sorry, you're going to have to
Well, if
forgive
he
me,
toasted it, he wouldn't be able to throw it on the camera like he did.
Yeah.
but that was a really
And
dynamic.
he wouldn't be able to speak the gibberish, the
But
perfect gibberish.
It was
that
a
he-
very dynamic comedic move, though, Andrew. I think you were not realizing how funny that was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you explain to me what I was missing in
Yeah,
the
so
dynamics?
so he did a gag fall and then threw the sandwich butt with the fucking peanut butter on it that hit the so-called camera, which was just a fucking piece of see-through plastic they put in front of the camera, because you got to be fucking kidding me if you think they actually did that to a camera. No.
Oh, wow, that's layered. That's
Yeah,
nuanced.
super. It's what I'm saying, Andrew. You didn't understand how many layers there were.
How could I have missed that gem?
But mine, though, this is a kid's show.
It is.
We'll say that many times in the next 15 minutes.
Probably.
Here's one time. It's a kid show. I understand why kids think this is funny.
Yes.
I don't really understand why kids think this is funny. I think we were just idiots.
Yeah, maybe.
But the show, going from there,
I mean,
the show opens up
the kitchen.
in the kitchen of their Chicago home.
They're in Chicago?
Yeah, they're supposed to be, and I remember that.
Yeah, because Kel was wearing a Chicago Bulls hat. That's right, Did you not see that?
And they were able to zip and zap all over Chicago in a matter of 5 minutes. But they open up in the home and
In the kitchen,
and Kenan's dad is making this amazing looking turkey.
It does look quite.
It does look good. It's very appetizing.
And then Kyle made a point though when he goes to open the oven door, he touches the inside of the oven.
Like he wraps his whole hand around the top of the lip of that lid to the oven, to the cover, and just no problem with it. Starts pushing it up, but then Kenan and Kel surprise him, and that really throws him through a loop.
So he has to slam his hand into the oven door. So he touched the inside of the oven just for the gag of slamming his hand into it when the kids surprise him. Basically, the family's coming over for Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, the
whole family.
I don't even know
Cast of characters.
Mom, dad, uncle, aunt.
Aunt Gertie, who has a
Mustache.
caterpillar on her face.
And they live on this joke. She has a mustache, and Kenan just basically roast her for 5 minutes of this episode. A
long time.
Because of her mustache.
Oh, somebody get the weed whacker. Somebody get the hedge clippers. Oh.
And just screaming these jokes.
I'll be honest, I tuned out. I didn't remember like half the insults he slung at her.
Yeah.
But like when I saw that, I was like, oh, this must be a gag. This must be like a running like joke that they, bring on like every other week or something. So
Yeah.
hilarious.
He's talking about this, and the family hasn't arrived, too, at the house. So the parents are going to the hospital, I guess, right before all these people arrive.
Yeah, I missed where they were going.
Because somebody puffed up. Did she puff up again? She sure did. You better bet your ass she did.
What?
One of the elderly family members, quote unquote, puffed up again.
What does that mean?
They don't expound upon
Yeah,
that. They just kind of let that be.
Oh, right
So
on.
I guess somebody just puffed up, as they do. So that's where the parents go.
Puffed up could be like a number of things if we wanted to go down that dark road.
But so the parents
Blue
leave
medication.
a 13 to 14-year-old boy with his friend, who has very clearly never demonstrated any sort of maturity or any
Or
kind
intelligence.
either. And he is somebody that I would never want to leave alone in my house with another child.
Yeah.
He seems very aloof is too kind a word. He seems like an errant dipshit who just kind of does whatever the fuck he wants to do.
He has some skills. Kenan's out there setting the table, getting things ready, and what's Kel doing in the kitchen? He takes off a turkey leg and just starts chowing down.
Well, he can't fucking help himself, so he starts getting little pieces, and then he's trying to get a little wiggle room in the leg, and then Kenan surprises him, and he's fucking, and now I ripped it off, a physical gag, and that's so funny.
Hiding it under my shirt. Oh my
That's
God.
hilarious.
But then 30 seconds later, what does he do? But he houses the entire turkey.
He
Literally in less than a minute,
Which
he
is
eats all of it.
super impressive.
That's why I said that takes some real skill there, but I'm surprised he didn't throw up or pass out or something.
Is this boy not eat anything at his home, which we could get into, which could be a whole sad thing.
Again, it's for children, it's heightened, but who's going to eat an
can't
entire
really help
fucking
himself.
turkey in less than a minute?
He just fucking devours the entire.
and I'm
how many
talking-
pounds do you think that turkey is? 20 some pounds.
Maybe 30.
That's a big ass turkey.
But not only that, but he ate the whole turkey and left all the bones intact.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
that takes some talent.
some
Like I said,
skill.
this dude is a savant. He's skilled.
it's really hard to debone a turkey or a chicken if you don't know what you're doing. It's very
So maybe he actually is smart. Maybe he's just hustling all of us.
maybe.
I'm not being
Maybe his
serious.
brain
I'm
is
not
made of
being
mush.
serious. This is just shitty.
This kid grew up in a nuclear wasteland.
Yeah.
He didn't have anything.
He had nothing.
So,
But then they're just left with the bones. So what do they do? What's their first reaction? I don't even remember.
So the family starts showing up here, and they
The
know
uncle.
the uncle who's just a complete and utter
Curmudgeon.
asshole.
I need my turkey now, or
and
I'm
he-
getting
and-
angry.
getting out of this dump.
I would be like, go, bye,
Get the
see
fuck
ya.
outta here,
Yeah.
uncle.
Say anything to anyone else, but I need turkey the whole time.
The whole time. This is my friend Kel. Is he a turkey?
It's
He's
just-
not actually, because turkeys can't fucking talk. You dipshit.
He's
you
just
fucking
like,
asshole.
He's just like the plant from Little Shop of Horrors. He is not equipped to be a human. They got their little sister down, who has a odd relationship with Kale.
What's going on with that? Can we talk about that real quick?
I don't know.
So she's in love with Kel, and he's entertaining it. because there's quite an age difference there. At least 6 to 10 years, probably.
Because what is he like?
He's like 14 or 15.
So
she's probably like
8.
8 or 9, maybe 10.
Yeah,
It's a little weird.
So it's between 4 and 6 years.
I really think that like this relationship kind of threw me off to the point where I was like, I don't think I enjoy this right now. And this is kind of getting into the territory of like Batman and Robin for me, where it's like this is just there's so many questions that are never going to be answered. And it's a comedy, yes, but it's too dumb of a comedy for this to really
It's just shock humor.
But it's not though. It's not even shock. It's trying very hard. It's
trying to be shock. It's trying.
It's
to be
try
shock.
hard shock humor and with physical quote like slapstick qualities to it, but it's not, and it does not track. And it's just Kel. I will be honest. Kenan's reactions are fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he actually has decent timing. He can tell that he has talent.
He absolutely has talent. Kel, however,
is just a moron.
But then again, this comes down to like,
Kel,
again,
sorry.
people like this is what we talk about is how much of this is the actor's fault versus how much of this is the
no, I'm
character
blaming the
who's been given.
kids. This is their fault.
the little sister is keeping the family occupied by
Doing karate lessons or like karate tricks or whatever.
in front of her Uncle Raymond or whatever his name was.
Was it Raymond?
Yeah, I think
so.
something like that.
Raymond or like,
Ray Moss.
Randy Moss?
Randy
Moss.
So they're in the kitchen, and their first step was to put deli meat on the bones. They were like, oh, we have turkey bones. We just need the turkey meat. And they go and open it up, and there's like some Oscar Mayer packet.
Like tiny, like budding, like cheap,
just
like
like
59
sandwich
cent, like packages of like lean
meat.
deli turkey meat.
And they start like putting it on
They
the...
start like folding it around the bones and like patting it. And like, oh, wait, no, that's not going to work. So then they put it in a food processor.
And this is the point where Kel says, it looks diseased. And I remember that quote in elementary. I remember every kid saying that from then on out. If there was ever a situation where they could use that line, I do remember that being very quotable.
Did you laugh in the moment when you heard him say that? Did you
No,
cackle
it
and
kinda-
cry?
it kinda
Kyle?
fell on deaf
Did you smack a knee?
Thought it was really hilarious.
Yeah.
We watched Kyle watch this.
Yeah, we did. On his phone. He was so enthused.
Right. The aspect ratio really brought it home.
But yeah, they put the fucking turkey in the food processor and they like grind it into like, I guess, like a liquidy paste.
Yeah, because they know that they need more surface area of it. So they
That's smart. That's smart thinking.
Yeah, that is. So they make it into this paste because they know that's going to work.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks disgusting. So they've covered the bones with this processed deli meat. Realizing that's not going to work, what's their next step, Kyle? What idea did they go with next?
Next, we're going to go order a turkey.
Yeah, they get out the fucking phone book, the yellow pages.
Yeah,
Yellow
welcome
pages.
back.
I liked that.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite part of this episode.
Was seeing the yellow
Seeing
pages.
the giant yellow pages phone book.
When they were thumbing through this phone book, they got no response from anybody because guess what?
It's Thanksgiving and people are closed in 97.
It is Thanksgiving. There is nothing open, even in the vast area of the Chicago inner
Vast
city.
metropolitan.
They get a hold of somebody. Who do they get a hold of, Andrew?
I don't know.
It's some fucking... They don't know either.
They didn't
That's
even
the
say.
point.
They said,
That's
they're open. Let's call them.
That's the gag. And that's the other thing is like, you can't really see... The joke doesn't make sense to me if you dig into it at all. This kind of gets to the point of the gag, which is it's fucking dumb because the whole turkey... Like you're looking to the phone book for what? For the word turkey, and you just dial a number that says turkey, or
Yeah,
is it
'cause
things-
didn't he,
What,
like-
what are you looking for?
Cal stopped Keenan and was like, look, Brazil. Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't put his hands down his pants and start spanking it real quick.
He's a 14-year-old kid here, Kyle, so careful.
He is.
And then fast forward, and this guy shows up.
What
and
was his name? Like,
It was like Javaris or something.
no, it was like
Gerber.
Jedediah, or it was something like.
I think it was just Jared.
No, it was something kind of country-ish.
Yeah, I think it was Jarvis or something.
It was Jarvis. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it was.
Jarvis. And he is like, yeah, I got you turkeys right here. Got 2 of them.
Live turkeys.
2 live turkeys.
And they just 2 live turkeys walk in, and that's the joke, everybody.
They were supposed to be cooked and, dead. And he was like, well, you better get to it, boys.
Yeah. And so he leaves, and now they're like, what are we going to do now? And at this point, Uncle fucking Raymond Raymond's like walking around the house trying to find turkeys. So they're having to usher these turkeys into the closet.
Actual turkeys. Do you think they were trained to handle turkeys on set?
They weren't, because Kenan almost stepped on it, and it like freaked the fuck out.
Turkey abuse.
Yeah, and so they got him into a broom closet.
Or like a pantry or something, kitchen closet.
And so
Raymond comes in and you can hear the
yeah,
and Raymond's like, man, I'm so hungry. I'm hearing turkeys. And it's just like,
it's like, Raymond, please go have a stroke somewhere. And then after that, they go to the grocery store where Kenan works.
Yeah.
And steal 2 turkeys right in front of his boss, who is getting ready to take his mother out to Les Meats, is the name of the restaurant that's open for Thanksgiving. He mentions he's taking his mom there. They come in and just steal 2 turkeys from him and run out and slam the door in his face, break his nose, and get back home.
I'm like, so they just stole turkeys from his place of work.
He could probably get away with it.
They did.
Yeah.
So why not?
And then they get back to the house and they're like, oh, now we got to cook these things. Andrew, how long does it take to cook a turkey?
Hours?
Hours. In this, is specifically 8 hours to cook.
If you do it right, it should be longer because you have to brine it.
Right.
It's everything. It's a day before process.
Right.
So what's he do? He gets that thing up on the counter and he reaches up into the cabinet and grabs like a thing of canola oil and just like dumps the entire thing on it because he couldn't get it into the microwave.
I will say that I did laugh at the absurdity of this scene. He slams it into the microwave thinking he's just going to heat it up in the microwave.
And then Kel opens the cookbook and is like, this is going to take 8 hours. Well, the microwave can only go for 2. Blah, 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 blah.
And Kenan starts cooking. He's like, even if it does microwave, it says it's going to take 4 hours.
Or
so
that's what it was,
Kenan's like, yeah, I'll speed that up. So he unplugs the microwave and
with the turkey in it
and throws it in the oven.
Which, in what fucking world would that ever? I mean, like, the thing with comedy is like there has to be some truth in it.
Comedy's the realest thing.
It is. With the absurdity, we have to still believe. And there's just no world in which you can tell me that, like, unplugging.
Maybe a 5 or 6 year old might believe it.
He did, yeah. He unplugged it and threw it in the oven. It would be different if he just like left it plugged in.
He didn't just like gently place the microwave. He threw the fucking microwave with the turkey in the oven,
which then leads to what? Oh. It explodes.
Not just any explosion. It would have been a nuclear explosion at that point.
It would have been.
I just don't understand how it would explode in the oven. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It would just catch on fire. But
maybe, but there's nothing like
we're not dealing with the truth here, Kyle.
No, we're not. And at that point, it's just kind of like they tell the sister to go clean everything up. Cool. While they go and look for another turkey.
But like Uncle Raymond and the aunts and the sister don't even like really question what that massive explosion is in the room directly next door, aka the kitchen.
And
why?
What gets me now is they go to Les Meats because they remember that Kenan's boss was taking his mom out for Thanksgiving dinner. They've already left the house like twice, and this is Chicago. Like, where the fuck are they going? It's so quick to turn around and come back. Like, it's taking them like all of 2 minutes to go to these destinations and come back. So they make it out to Les Meats, and they're like, well, sorry, you have to have a reservation, and it's $150 down payment because the turkeys have to be cooked the night before.
There is no thinking going on. This is just what we're doing right now. Is just reacting to the situation that we've caused, and the situation is we got to go steal another turkey now.
So they go and steal it from their boss's table.
Literally, like go into the restaurant or ask to stop.
Throw hot gravy on his ass.
Is that gravy?
It throws hot gravy on his crotch.
And I'm taking your fucking meal.
I hope he burned him.
Yeah, he did.
I'm sure he did.
His dick got like 2nd-degree burns.
And so they steal his turkey and run out as like.
But here's the deal. Like, I mean, as a youngster, you're maybe not going to realize that it was a fake turkey, but like it was clearly like a rubber, like plastic turkey from the start. And I don't know. I couldn't get past that. It was
it was stupid. And Kel puts it under his shirt too, so he's just like it's just hanging out.
And if it was a real turkey, he wouldn't be able to like just finesse it that easily. Like it'd be pretty fucking heavy. Mm-hmm. We talk about
30
this.
pounds.
We talk about this in a little bit.
That turkey was probably 40 pounds. That turkey was huge. They arrive back home. home, and he puts it down. He's like, "Oh, right before my parents get home, we're perfect." Even though the kitchen's like completely destroyed,
Cluttered and like cluttered with like soot and like just smoke.
the refrigerator's burnt to a
Yeah.
They get there, and Kale throws the turkey down in the pot, and they're like taking a quick break, resting on their laurels, basically. Kenan's sitting in the chair, and then Kale does his bit that he does in every episode.
What fucks everything up?
Well, that, and what does he love, Kyle?
Orange soda.
Who loves orange soda?
Kale loves orange soda.
Is it true?
It's true. And it's so true that, in fact, we see it yet again, and the orange soda ruins the whole moment because he flicks the cap off of it, and it gets into the turkey somehow in the hole. In the turkey's cloaca.
Asshole.
Or the opening we made into its body and its carcass to shove in fucking stuff.
It's asshole.
So he decides at that point, let's not just play this out and play it cool. If somebody asks about it, be like, I don't know. It must have been the dad that did it. And gaslight the fuck out of him.
Oh no, there's a bottle cap that fell into the turkey's cloaca. We have to dig it out.
Inedible. When he decides, I'm going to do what I do best and fuck everything up by inserting my entire hand into this turkey that is somehow still like oven hot, and it starts burning his hand to the point where he can't control himself.
Wouldn't it have burnt when he put it under his shirt? Like if the turkey was that hot, I imagine the internal temperature would be hotter, but still the outside would be that hot that it would hurt his bare skin.
No, his hand's more sensitive than his bare.
Oh, for sure.
That is true.
For sure, but having that pressed against your torso, your bare torso for minutes upon minutes, you might complain about a burn.
How does his hand get in there and not get out? Is what I'm saying.
Gets stuck,
and it gets stuck.
They
And I
should
was
have put some canola oil in there.
Damn it.
Kale freaks out and starts running through the house with this turkey in his hand, knocks the sleeping ant further unconscious.
He knocks everything over.
And he's just destroying the house now. The parents come home for the coup de grace. They see it, and Kale somehow, I forgot how he did it, but gets the turkey like off his hand, and it flies across the room and gives his dad CTE.
That's where we end, is giving the dad a concussion. And that there is
he was not moving.
No. And again,
they had to go back to the hospital.
But the fucking fact that this kid is running around set with this like fake turkey on, and you can tell the thing weighs like a pound or two. I'm like, you got to sell it to me that this weighs something. It doesn't. Like, he's just waving it around like it's nothing. It's just bad acting. It's just bad acting. It's bad directing. It's just not good.
So that's it. The boys run out of the house away from the beating that they're going to get. And then they show back up on stage to
laugh it off,
tell everybody to have a good night.
And then Kel better behave next time, and your parents will get over it in a week, yada, yada, yada.
There was a clever joke in there, though, where
enlighten us.
Kel was like, I think your parents will get over it in a week or two. And Kenan was like, why do you think that? And he's like, the writers told me. And I thought that was actually a pretty decent joke in there.
Oh, that's good.
It came a little too late, but...
That's good.
And then that's it. That wraps up the Kenan and Kel Thanksgiving episode from 1997, right?
Yes.
Whatever.
It should be buried back into a 1997 time capsule.
Well, that kind of gives us a little leeway in. So,
And Andrew, what did you think watching Kenan and Kel again? Did you feel nostalgic at all?
Not really. I feel like not affected one way or the other.
Kyle, what do you think?
No. It's a big no for me.
I thought I was going to feel some nostalgia, and I didn't.
I will say I thought that I was going to feel something, some sort of magic from my childhood reappear, but that did not happen.
It ended pretty quickly.
Yep.
It ended once like they started doing their stupid ass gags in the kitchen.
I'm surprised I remembered as much as I did, if I'm being honest, because I zoned out so many times.
I finished
No
it,
offense.
but luckily these episodes are 20 minutes, so maybe you feel some nostalgia when you go back, but I think I'm going to go ahead and speak for everybody. As far as this mini episode goes, this show did not hold up.
Nope.
No.
Bye.
And that's that.
Yeah, and that's that. Go watch it for yourself. Catch up on some Kenan and Kel. Let us know if you liked it, if you thought it held up.
If you say that this is funny after all this, I don't want to hear anything else you have to say because you have awful opinions. Your subjective reality is trash.
Do not destroy your dad's turkey for Thanksgiving.
We're due.
Bye.